How's it going, guys? Alright, so in this tutorial we'll be learning about links, anchor tags and div tags. So going on from our last tutorial, I've got the exercise file here. So to set up a link, all you do is less than a href, which I believe stands for hypertext reference, and it's within this quotation is where you would write the web page or the website that you want this link to take you towards. So I'm just gonna type in Google for now, and then the text. So now if I execute this, you can see that I've got a document here. So now when I click here, it takes me towards Google, which is all fairly good. Now one thing you may have noticed is that when I actually clicked on the link, it actually navigated to Google on the same tab that I was using. And you can actually modify this behavior. So you can modify it in the sense that when the link is clicked, it'll open a new tab, preserving the tab the user was viewing. And you can do this by setting the target property. So what you do is you come in here, type in target equals, and it's within quotation, you do underscore blank. So what this does is it'll target new blank page, document, whatever. So I'm just gonna run this. So now when I click here, it'll open a blank document and go towards Google. So when I click it, you see it opens a new tab, goes to the link that's specified. That's the original page, that's the link that I navigate towards. And finally, the last thing I want to talk in regards to link is anchor tags. So what are anchor tags? Well, have you been on a website where the document is actually quite lengthy, where you have to scroll down and down, and eventually you might see a link that says go back to the top, and when you click on it, document jumps back to the top where you started reading. So this is essentially done using anchor tags, and how you do this in HTML is like this. So this is the first paragraph that I have, these two paragraphs actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy and paste this because it's just easier that way to demonstrate, and I can't be off trying anything new. So I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Until I think that should be a lengthy document. So I'm gonna come back to here, the first paragraph. Actually, I'll do on this. So I'm gonna type in ID equals title. So I've set this tag with the ID of title. Now what I do is I come back down here and I set the href to use an anchor tag, and how you do this is by using the hashtag symbol. So hashtag title. So you see this corresponds to the ID of this. So now whenever this link is clicked, it will go jump back to top of the page. So I'm saying that set this to self so it doesn't open a new tab, and go back to top. So now if I execute this, let's close all this. So that's the document again. I'm gonna scroll down. So that's the link. So that's the top, and that's where I set the link. So now when I click here, it will jump back to the title. So you see, and that's how you set anchor tags to allow you to navigate to any point within your document. And finally, the one last thing I'm going to talk about is div tags. So what are div tags? Well, div tags are essentially containers that allows you to write other tags within it, and etc. And you can manipulate the actual div tag, the whole container, and elements within it using CSS, which I will cover in another tutorial later on. So how do you write div tag? So I'm just gonna get rid of all this paragraph for now and stick to the original two paragraphs that I had. Right, so now what you do is less than div / and move this closing tag towards here. And I'm just gonna format this a bit, indent it so it's just easier to read. There's one thing I recommend is that once you get into coding, I recommend you get into the habit of formatting your code properly, in that you start using indentation in according to the level. So you see what I did over here. I have an outer container which is indented a bit outwards, and then the inner childs are indented a bit more inwards. So when I actually view this, it's just easier to read. So I automatically know that this belongs to this simply because I formatted it in a useful manner. So this allows you to make your document and your code much more readable for when you come back to it later on.